noise is just fantastic. You can actually hear those carbs sucking in air up front.
Nice.
Welcome to another quick steer. Cars coming up for sale on Collecting Cars soon. Look at this utterly beautiful X-Pack 1990 Aston Martin Vantage. Pretend you're James Bond. Let's have a look around it. First of all, that feels expensive. Let's do it again. Have a look inside. First of all, smells beautiful, expensive leather. These cars, I have to say, are just the right balance of me feeling old, but not so old they feel shonky. I love the thin rim steering wheel. I love all the burr walnut on the dashboard. We'll drive it in a minute, but tell you what, as a place to sit inside, cruise, adventure, this is the car to drive to Nice, then carry on all the way to the heel of Italy. It's big, comfortable, very British. Now, most importantly, this is an X-Pack car, so we've got to have a look at this. In 1990, a Golf GTI had 136 horsepower. A really fast car had 200 horsepower. This thing, about 420. Look at that thing there. Absolutely monstrous. So it's an X-Pack car, bigger carbs, better pistons, bigger valves, intake manifold improved. Properly fast car. People refer to them as 200-mile-an-hour cars. They're not. They're about 170, but that's still very fast for something that's this blunt looking. Now, just have a look at it. I mean, it's pretty much perfection, isn't it? Most people would kill for a modern car that looks as good as that. So it's 1990, and you've made a few quid, and you love your British sports cars. Aston Martin is building the very final versions of its gorgeous Vantage-shaped car that, well, harked back to the original DBS with the six-cylinder engine in the 60s. One of the great sports car shapes. And you're ticking the boxes what colour you want. You want a black one with a black leather interior. There's a box that says V580X. That's the engine upgrade to give you about 420 horsepower with 4 special Weber carburetors, high compression Cosworth pistons, bigger valves, bigger intake manifold. And it became known, I think, one of the coolest names in the car world, X-Pack. This is one of those cars. This is a genuine, I think, one of 95 out of the factory X-Pack Vantages. 37,000 miles, owned by a certain JK from Jamiroquai, a man of exceptional taste. And I'm just mooching down in Dorset in this car, and I have to say, there are not many reasons to be proud to be British at the moment, but this is one of them. Just, what a lovely thing. Why did I not read about these cars so much when they were new? I think they didn't get tested. Maybe Aston Martin didn't have a demonstrator, they couldn't afford one. But, good Lord, what a great GT car. I could jump in this now with a friend or another half and just head down to Nice. I wouldn't stop there. I'd probably head down to the Amalfi Coast afterwards and drive all the way around Italy, because I've got torque, and that's really all that matters. That works. That works. Heated rear window. That works. It all bloody works. Great car. How do you drive it? Well, you sort of you leave it in 4th gear in the UK and just ride the torque. Gearbox is a big old lumpy truck of a thing. The steering wheel is this dainty little thing with a very thin rim. Take note, all modern car makers, it would be much more pleasant if we did that. It smells divine, expensive leather. It's like being stuck in a very gorgeous lady's handbag, in terms of the smell, that is. Oh, popping and farting. I've got good quality leather, I've got walnut veneers, I've got cowled instruments, or sort of recessed instruments. I'll tell you what, something about simplicity. I have also got a steaming issue. Here's a good test of a car, an old car, a 3-point turn. So I'm going to go Dogleg gearbox. No smashing of synchros. Straight into first. Not so much torque, no big horrible judders. The 3-point turn is a very good way to test an old car, I think. And this just passed that with flying colours. Yeah, he goes. Why have I not owned one of these? Because they've become too expensive for me, like everything. This is gorgeous. Do you pretend you're James Bond? I'm not sure you do, because this shape of Aston only really appeared in period in the Living Daylights, didn't it? Otherwise it was all sort of Lotusy, different other BMW branded vehicles. This one is, I don't think it's a full James Bond wannabe car. Maybe that makes it cooler. You buy it because you know that this was probably the last time in that era that this company could compete with the likes of Ferrari and Porsche. This was surely arguably more desirable than any of their cars. No one made a big front-engine GT like this then. The noise is just fantastic. You can actually hear those carbs sucking in air up front. It's this little steering wheel that's the joy. And two-spoke thing always looked a bit odd. Does mean it gives you many options to hold on to it, because you are unrestricted by other spars. The heater is absolutely volcanic. Probably boiled an egg on it. Oh, yes, please. Look at that power bulge as well. You really don't see much of the road ahead. There's this massive bulge on the bonnet ahead of me. Just dominates the view ahead. I mean, it still feels like quite a big car. Most cars you drive from the 90s feel tiny, but this still feels large. I mean, there is a lot of space between myself and the passenger here. Magnificent thing.